It was a bit of a hunt, but what have we learned today? Don't leave the house without Maddie. Maddie insisted we come to a spot. That's where we were, over there. Because that's where the phone told me to go. I'm a slave to technology. It said the spot you're looking for is right here. And it was not right there. And everybody we asked said, no, don't know nothing about it. But way over here, where Maddie insisted we check, here it is. This, my friends, our friends, is, let me show you. It is the grave of an unknown Texas native indigenous person. Here lie the remains of an unknown Texas native indigenous person reburied on a full moon on March 19, 2011 by his relatives, the Carrizo Comecrudo tribe of Texas and the citizen of the city of Floresville. The city of Floresville, Texas dedicates this as a historical site in memoriam of all the Texas indigenous people such as Carrizo Comecrudo, Walhil, I can't pronounce that, speaking families of the American Indians of the Spanish colonial missions, Comanche, Lipan, Apache, Chayopines, Gado, Hasna, Payaya. You can read the rest of those for yourself. Pause the video so you can read those. Apache. They're different kinds. They're different Apaches. Lipan Apache and Yacarera Apache. Wichita and Waco. I don't know Waco was an Indian tribe. They lived, hunted, gathered, camped, and traveled throughout the San Antonio River Basin and South Texas long before the arrival of the first Europeans, the Spanish, into what is now Texas. This site also pays tribute to the beginning of the era of El Vaquero Indio, the Indian and Hispano cowboy in Texas, who worked the Spanish ranchos throughout the area, but especially the Rancho de las Cabras, only a few miles southwest from this point, and the Rancho de San Rafael de Pataglia, a mile to the northeast in Lodi, I remember somebody told me that. Today, the Texas native indigenous people live among us as they pursue all attempts to reintegrate their bands, bring their culture to our attention, and to gain recognition as the first human beings in this area. It doesn't say much about why he was buried here or why, I don't know. But here it is. In the middle of all this, there he is. Another Floresville gem. Brought to you by Earth and Stone. Pretty amazing.
Kind of shaped like a arrowhead,
Kinda, yeah. I see it now. I'm looking at it now. It kind of narrows down into a arrowhead shape. A very big arrowhead, but yes. You have all the rocks on there, the
coins.
But there's no name. He was buried by his family, but they don't have his name, so it must have been a while back. I wonder why they moved him. I wonder where they moved him from. I mean, they had to know he was there, right? But the fact that they made this a historic marker is pretty amazing. Very cool.
And it was definitely a ritual.
Sure.
I mean, it was done.
Yeah.
On the 11th.
Absolutely.
2011, so
Absolutely. Yeah, there's something very significant about the full moon. And if any of you find this very interesting, exciting, educational, smash the like button and then give a little shout out to Maddie and say thank you, because she didn't give up. She kept looking and we found it. So, thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Maddie.
Anything for you guys.
And at yet another Floresville Cemetery, this is Picosa Cemetery. We were looking for old Picosa Cemetery, which looked like it was on the side of the road somewhere. Very overgrown, kind of forgotten. Lo and behold, as we turned the road to go in there, a gate, a fence, a private family home. Don't know if it was on their ground or on their property. Maddie says they bulldozed over it. That'd be a shame. But we'll never know because we can't get in there. So here we are at the new Picosa Cemetery. Let's take a look. Right off the bat, you can see it's a very small, very to the point cemetery. And you have a eclectic mix of old and newer stones. Like here, Alfaro. (1896 to 1989). Look at this. (1964 to 2015). This is pretty new. Is this part of that? I don't know. Celestino and Victoria. Aranda. There's the seashells. And as Maddie had mentioned, they stand for eternal life. Also, she's mentioned leaving stones on the headstones to show that you were there. So, a dual purpose, if you will. Renee. See, we're already at the back of the cemetery. Rafael Marroquin, 42, 1970. Yeah. So the Marroquins must have been the local family. This is their spot. This is their family plot. And way back here by the fence, (96 to 79), Orozco Esperidion. Esperidion? Sorry guys, I can't really roll my R's all that well. I got a little bit of an overbite. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Little toy tractor here. Domingo M. Ramos tractor there. I'm guessing was a farmer of some type. Plow and mow. (1913 and 1962). That is a beautiful headstone. It's very simple, but it's laid out very nicely. It's made very nicely. You have 3 here, 76, 86, and 59. Father, mother, and the son. And the son. Right? Yeah. Yeah. And even in this small, unassuming cemetery, we of course have woodmen. Manuel Manuel T. Musquiz. Musquiz. I've never seen that name before, so I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it all messed up. Not my intention at all. I've never seen that name before in my life. There's one. And right behind it we have this interesting stone. I can't say I've ever seen one like that before. But they both have the same like black rocks, curbing. So stands to reason that they related to spread by each other.
I saw the woodsman and the wrought iron. I said, oh, he in for a treat.
I feel treated. Yeah, we got very dated. I mean, like this wasn't a hint, right? But look at the stone that's in there.
And it's so small.
Yeah, it's a very small grave. This is either a very small person, duh, or it's a child. See, when I see them like this, the first thing I think of is a crib.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah,
yes.
I think of a crib when I see these, and that's why I always think it's like a child's grave when I see this. But no, these are just made to kind of like make the graveside stand out. It's definitely, I mean, I guess it could be for security purposes. It would be kind of hard to dig in here to manipulate a shovel to get into it, because I mean, you got all this stuff around you. When you get to a certain level, that handle is going to get caught in one of these things. But I don't know. Something tells me it's not really for security purposes, just to make it stand out. But it must have been a big thing during this time period, because we see more and more of them like this around that time. Over here. Carmen Paredes Garza. Wow, that's a beautiful picture. It's a beautiful picture. Look at that. 1912 to 1941. She was very young. Very young. There's a little teapot. That's awesome. And this little tiny stone right next to him. And that, my friends, is the end of the tour. This is Picosa Cemetery. Yeah.
Does it really say that?
No, just the beads there. Look like they look like Mardi Gras. It's very nice. One last look at this beautiful side road attraction known as Picosa Cemetery. And for our final stop in Floresville, we are at Harper Cemetery. A very out-of-the-way cemetery, but it holds some potential. Let's take a quick look. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Harper Cemetery. It's in the middle of nowhere. And so are we. First off, we got this lovely, lovely little stone here. Foster. Born. Ooh, I can't tell, man. That was really worn, I can't tell.
It's a baby, right? It says baby somewhere.
Does it? I can't even see it.
Looks like they filmed Twister out here.
This one's got some black mushrooms growing on it. Foster, 1884, no, can't be, 1834 to 1878. Died May 16th. Here we have the shaking hands. We've seen this in a couple of stones. Let's see, shaking hands. I need to look that up. I need to look up what these symbols mean. I've never paid attention to it before. You know, I have these very specific symbols. Harper. Ed and Jenny 74 and 77 to 53 and 44. Annie Harper and Cicero Harper. Tom Harper, 1876 to 1907. This nice old English font right here. Dome Harper, really nice Kirby, 96 to 59. That's about all the info you get besides the name, Delma Harper. Alva Harper and Laura Harper, father and mother. 1861 to 1933, 1866 to 1947. And as we come over here, now we're getting into the really aged stuff. Oh, it's a lily of the valley. Mescal, 1830 to 1889. This teeny little stone over here has initials on it. Father, mother. Again, see, got the shaking hands here. Father passed in 1916, the mother in 1918. Here's another one with the name Alva. Alva sounds like a woman's name. That was the father's name on the other stone. Keep on keeping on. Peter Gustav Klug, 45 to 2018. Son of Dr. Robert and Gladine Rogers Klug. Artist, humorist, and gentle soul. I'm definitely going to look this up. Look at that. Look at the art he did. Maddie should be checking this out. She loves art. She absolutely loves art. Look at the starkness of this lettering here. Mac Rogers, in memory of our brother. It's 1937. I've never seen this style on a stone before. Never. Not like this. Not with that type of like matte background and then the glossy lettering. These are all Rogers. Marion Rogers, 72 to 26. In loving memory of Perry Buddy Rogers. Oh, look. Baby Drury. Got a very overgrown deal here. I don't know what kind of plant this is. Anybody have any ideas? Got some really nice flowers on it. I will say that. Got the older stones here, much older. traditional looking headstones. Here we go. All the information on that is worn off. Completely worn off, like somebody sandblasted it. But you see cement on there. And we have Miss Julia Jimenez here. I'm at the far end of the cemetery right now. There's a wide open gap between these stones and those stones over there. And this is pretty much the whole kit and caboodle, ladies and gentlemen, for Harper Cemetery. My ride's waiting for me. Harper Cemetery, 1875 is when it was established. Very cool.